All right, guys, welcome back to Dragonfly Computers. This is John. Thanks for joining me again today. So I wanted to talk about the SecretLabs Titan Stealth Chair. So this is kind of my review. I got it a couple weeks ago. It arrived just before Christmas. And, you know, I'm tall. I've struggled with lower back pain my whole life. I've gone through the whole game. I've gone to chiropractors. I do the daily exercises. I've had times in my life when I had a short stint where I was doing MMA and I ended up on painkillers because my back pain got so bad during that. And it's actually why I had to quit. So that being said, I've struggled. I'm just saying I'm a tall guy and I've struggled with lower back pain my whole life. And these office chairs that you get at Office Depots and Staples and Office Max, these sort of $150 office chairs that you get, have never offered me any relief. When I used to work in corporate America, it was just a bane of my existence. You know, I mean, when you get into a big company, they're not going to buy you a special chair, and it's not really something you can do yourself. So I always used to have such severe back pain when I worked in companies, and it was embarrassing because there was a lot of times when I'd be walking around the office like I was 90 years old, and people would laugh at me, and I was in so much pain that I just couldn't even. It was I kind of lost my sense of humor, kind of thing. So that said, I've never sprung for a gaming chair. I don't game anymore, and I'm going to make a separate video about that at some point. But I just wanted a chair that offered me some lower back support. Unfortunately, I'm in a career where I sit down a lot, and I am also looking at stand-up desks. The nice ones are kind of expensive. I mean, the ones that can carry the kind of weight that I need them to carry with my printer and my computer and other stuff, and are going to have reliable motor warranties. You know, they're $2,500, $3,000, and I don't really feel like shelling that out on a desk right now. So that is why I was looking at gaming chairs, and I saw an ad for this right before Christmas, and I was in an impulsive mood, so I decided to buy one. I read the review. I mean, there was like 2,500 reviews, so obviously this is like the millionth YouTube review of one of these chairs, but I just thought I'd throw my 2 cents at it, give you a little bit of background on the reason why I bought the chair in the first place, and then tell you what my thought. You know, I wanted to wait a couple weeks and give it a good couple weeks. It's been almost 2 weeks. I didn't want to just sit in it for a day and then make a video and say, oh, yeah, it's a great chair, you know. I wanted it to give it, and really I could have given it longer, but I'm going to move on to other things. I'm not going to dwell on it forever. So that being said, what I will say is this. It offers fantastic lower back support. And I would say, ironically, I threw my back out when I bought the chair because it's an 82-pound box. And I lifted it up myself when I went outside to grab it, and kind of threw out my back when I did that. So immediately, you know, on day one, once I got it built, I, was already in a lot of pain. And so I was curious to see, because these other chairs that I've had, and I've had, at least 5 or 6, office chairs, ergonomic ones and leather ones and ones that are supposed to have all this support and all this rest of it. And they always hurt my back, always. So this was a good test for this because I hurt my back right out of the gates, and then I had to sit in it for a couple of days while I was healing up. And it was great. It really, really gives my lower back a ton of support, and so absolutely give it 10 stars there. A couple of things. I mean, the arms are kind of plasticky. I don't really care about that. And they have this like 4-way adjustment where you can adjust the arms this way, and obviously up and down. I don't really have any use for that. I set them at one length. It's just so that my keyboard is a little bit lower than the arms, obviously, so I don't lose circulation in my hand. So, other than that, I mean, it's made out of like memory foam. I mean, obviously it's not, you get the nice pillow, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute. And there's really nice stitching. I don't know if you can see that on the chair, but there's really nice stitching. It almost kind of reminds me of like a racing seat in a race car or something. It's got kind of a carbon fiber look to it. And there's got to be some kind of memory foam. I don't know what it is. But what I do know is that it gives me a ton of lower back support, and it really, really helped with my lower back pain. So that's the good side, but there's kind of a double-edged sword to it, is that it doesn't quite offer, as you can see, there's kind of a gap in my upper back. Now, if I was a bigger guy, I've lost a lot of weight, but if I was a bigger guy, I'd probably fit right into these kind of bolsters, and maybe it would offer me that support. So the ironic thing is that the other office chairs that I've had have always had some cushioning here, so I had something to kind of lean my shoulders against. Well, with this one I don't. As you can see, there's a gap here. And so what that's led to is I've kind of exchanged lower back pain for some upper shoulder pain and stiffness. And I'm kind of learning how to sit in the chair. I'm having to adjust the way I sit, where sometimes I would never kind of sit like kind of slumped like this in the past, because it would kill my lower back if I did that. So now this chair kind of gives me the support to do that. But sometimes I find I just have to take a break and kind of give my shoulders a break, because the first few days I sat in this chair, I was in a lot of pain. I actually had to use, I have one of these things too. It's kind of like a shoulder massage type thing. And I had to use it the first couple of days because my shoulders were in so much pain. So I'm kind of getting used to that. And since I've figured that out, I've kind of adjusted the way I'm sitting. So I still have some, even right now, right this second, I still have a little bit of shoulder tenseness and pain. It's not super severe. I would take that over the lower back pain any day of the week. So, you know, it just is what it's worth. I mean, this was the bigger chair. I'm a tall guy, but I'm a thin guy. So, you know, this chair is made for tall and, you know, any size. You know, obviously when you're over 6 feet, you're going to, you know, be a certain size. So, I mean, I'm down to like 178 pounds. I lost a lot of weight. I think somebody that's maybe 220 or 230 would probably fit right into this, and maybe they'd have the support there that I'm missing, just because I kind of lean forward too. But I mean, it's supposed to be a gaming chair, and if you're a PC game, no, I get it. If you're sitting back with a controller, you can kind of maybe lean back and play that way. But like if you're a PC gamer, you're still going to be on a keyboard and mouse, so you're still going to be up like that. And I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe I just don't know how to sit in a chair. But anyway, that's my impressions of it. I mean, it was like $390, I want to say, is what I paid with free shipping, and I don't think there was any tax on it. So. I'd definitely buy it again. And I definitely, if I wear this thing out, and I don't see it wearing out anytime soon, but I would heavily consider another one, just because it really helped with my lower back pain. And also you can adjust the lumbar. I mean, you can adjust the, there's like almost like an emergency brake on the side here, where you can really adjust how far back. You can adjust if it rocks or if it locks, and it won't rock back. But you can also, you know, you can adjust the recline on the back, and you can adjust the lumbar. And I guess that's one thing that's interesting, is that all these chairs are so hung up on lumbar, and you usually can't adjust that in a chair. And I found that I really hate the lumbar. I dialed it all the way out. To me, the lumbar just feels like someone's got their knee in my back, and they've got both of my arms, and they're just like putting their knee in my back and pulling my arms backward. I hate the way it feels. So I actually love the fact that I could just dial it out. And actually, I think that was contributing to some of the pain that I was feeling in the other chairs. So kind of a deep dive. You know, if you're a tall guy with lower back pain, and I think a lot of tall guys that sit in chairs all day probably are, and I work out too. So I've been trying to do what I can to minimize this. But if you're a tall guy with lower back pain, I really think you want to consider this chair. But just be aware that you're going to have to figure something out for your upper shoulders, as far as either just changing the way you sit, or getting a shoulder massage, or just get up every 20 minutes or so you just don't get in that tense. I don't know. I don't really know what to call it, but anyway, good chair, worth it. Not going to complain about it. Definitely will be tossing all my other office chairs now. So that's my impressions on the SecretLab Titan, whatever it is, Stealth Chair.